Hey there. I was wondering, have you ever been outside after snowfall in the country or in the woods and looked the morning after the snow and looked at all the footprints that were in the snow from whatever wild creatures had wandered in that area the night before? I did that today. I stood at the edge of our deck and looked out over the back of our property. And down in the snow, I could identify at least 5 or 6 different critters who had been out roaming around our property during dark of night. Now, grant you, I do toss off the edge of the deck out into the yard scraps like vegetable, fruit, bread, kind of stuff to feed the wild critters. And they always come at night. And I saw deer tracks and bunnies, tracks left from bunnies, and raccoons, and I think one set of tracks was probably a possum, and then another set I couldn't quite identify. It was in an area that our dogs couldn't get to, but it was about the size of that type of a creature. It could have been a fox, could have been a coyote, who knows. But I was just fascinated looking at the tracks, wondering what were they, where did they come, where did the animal come from? And what were they looking for? Did they find it? Where did they go? And then did anyone else follow them? Like, did a deer come through here and then another animal saw them and, well, if he found something, maybe I found something. I don't know. I think weird thoughts like that. What about you, buddy? They weren't your tracks. You couldn't get to where I was looking. But that made me think, what kind of tracks am I leaving on the world? Where am I going, and are people following me? And if they are, am I leading them to something good? Am I going to leave tracks behind that are worth following? And then I read my devotional. Well, I reread my devotional. And one of the phrases in it that the writer had shared was, God's will is not the path that you walk. God's will is how you walk the path. I did a study years and years ago by Henry Blackaby called Finding God's Will for Your Life. And in the Christian community, that's something that people are always wondering, well, what's God's will for my life? And what that study helped us realize is, it's not like there's just one path for your life. It's not like you come to every decision is like life or death, and if you go left instead of going right, then you've ruined your life. No. God gives us free will, and we make choices, and we walk in them. But this study about knowing the will of God encouraged us to, no matter where you are, no matter what situation you're in, no matter what stage of life you're in, what we're encouraged to do, first of all, know God's word, and so know what his character would lead people to do. And then look around and see where God is working. So look and see where God is working, and then try to find opportunities to join him in doing whatever's going on. I've thought about that, and I think I did that study 20 years ago, maybe longer. Oh, it's definitely longer. It was probably more like 30. Ooh, yikes. It's a good thing I'm not getting any older. But look for what God is doing around you, and then join him. Bye, Sasha. So anyways, those were my thoughts today after looking at footprints in the snow for wild creatures and thinking about what footprints am I leaving. And then God's will, and God's will is not really the path that you're on, but it's how you walk the path. So I hope that you are walking whatever path you're on in a manner that is worthy of one who follows after the heart of God. So walk your path well, whatever it is. That's it. Take care. God bless.